Hello guys, welcome to lbstudios. I wish for you guys to like and subscribe. So first, we're going to be going over dictionaries and functions. So this is a dictionary. First, it's going to print people zmin. This is basically like the identifier, and this is like its value. So I put in that, and then I run. You see, I get Zhang Min. I could also say person that's equal to zmin, and then print that, and then get to Zhang Min. Now you could also do how many is equal to land of people, so then you'd get 8 because there's of course 8 of these. And then people.get papatel. So now you're just gonna get Priya by this. That's also another way to do this, but a little bit different. So just gonna go over here and explain print fruity in people. This will get you false because fruity is not in people. But if you search for this in people, then you will get true because there is that in people. This is something also you could do with print statements. This just says print update. Hrjackson is now becomes Henrietta Jackson. Now let's go to. So now you're adding this to this. So let's see. Yeah, so it's added to the farthest part of it. And then you can also, and then another update, of course, our channel LB Studios, and you see it here as well. And then, okay, so let me now explain what for person and people does. So first it prints, so it slowly goes up. It's basically like doing how lists happen. If you've watched our last video on lists, you'll see that it does where it identifies the name of the thing and then the number, and then you can see how it slowly prints through each one. This is basically what's happening here. So it's printing their identifier. So there's the key and there's a value. So basically when dictionary, so this is the key, this is the value. Oops. This is the key and this is the value. So when this is happening, it's using the key to identify the value. So now what's happening is that it's printing that this is going to cause it to print the value, and then this will print the key. So and then it does this over and over again until it goes through all of them, which you can see happening here. And then here it prints, and then for key and value in people.items, and then it says print key space value. You could instead ask it to print plus, and then you could click, you could have a rerun, and then you'll see in a second. Now you'll see instead of doing just space, there will be plus. You can clearly identify the key and value for each one. Next we have lb.pop. This prints lb, then lb1 is equal to people.pop.item. People.popitem. So you can see down here, it pops lb and it sets its value to this. So now you can see it right here. And then also as well, it pops this item when you just do this with no clear identifier of what item you want to pop. It simply just pops the first item on the list. Sorry, I mean last item on the list. Yeah, last item on the list. Sorry. My bad. It wasn't not the first item, the last item. I forgot that. Then now we're gonna go over functions. So let's just put this all in a little multi-line comment. Now this comment, all right, we need people for this. So actually, no, we do need people to do some of these functions. So let's actually take this out. So there you go. Now that we have that in there, so what this function does is that it creates a new storage by copying people, then printing new data, then delete some data. It deletes some. This is how you delete things from list. It then prints new data. Then you can also clear stuff. Then prints new data again after being cleared. I'm ready to be filled up with new stuff. Then new data.copy under name, and then print name. And then now we'll run this just so that you can see this function in action. We'll ignore this until I explain this function clearly. So we'll ignore. Oh, I have this up. Yes, start another instance. I have this up, so let me just get rid of this and this. And we'll just have this run. So my name is lbstudios, so let's just get this out of the way. So let's ignore this for now, and let's focus on this. So first, it creates new data, then prints new data. So this is the copied new data right here. Then removes zmin from new data. So as you can see here, there is no zmin from new data. And it's not here. It would be right there, but it is no longer there. Then you clear new data. So then you print data. Of course, it's cleared. And you print I'm ready to be filled up with new items or new things or new stuff. And then print and then make another copy and then print name. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, we can put this under comment as well. And then put this here. And then get rid of this. So now we'll be going over this. Let's just put in like lbstudios. And then lb. So then functions can be filled up with parameters, and then when you then run a function, you have to make sure that the parameters are filled, or you can or you can have the parameters of a function be filled in by themselves. So let's run this. So you see, first it's going to ask me my name, because even though these functions are happening, they're not being called, so you won't see them yet. So what this shows is that even if the parameter here is being filled with something, you can still have it run with this parameter. So if I put in lbstudios, it then says hello lbstudios, because here you're filling that parameter with y, and then in this case, when the parameter isn't filled, it fills it in itself with nobody, which is why you then see hello nobody. Then here you will see this function, which has three parameters: first name, last name, and then date. Now I just put in 2. You can put in an actual date, but like I'm not gonna bother putting in like a full-on date for this example. But you can put in one yourself. It then says msg is equal to, or message. That's what msg stands for. Well, a shortened form of it. Is equal to hello, then plus space, then and then that same thing again is now equal to date, and then print that, and then print this. So what this does is that it prints 2, which is date, but I didn't actually fill it up with a real date. I then said, hello, LB Studios, which would normally, if it was like a real name, like let's say John Doe, just say, hello, John Doe, or like, I don't know, any other name you can think of. So this is basically just a run over on dictionaries and functions. Thank you. I hope that you enjoyed this video and you liked and subscribed.